Hi everyone, my name is Sana Hussain and thank you very much for watching my flash talk, which is titled Comparison of State Outputs from Intensity and Connectivity-Based Hidden Markov Models. And in this presentation, I'll discuss some similarities and differences between three different hidden Markov model subtypes. So brain states are patterns of intensity levels or connectivity strengths that characterize the brain and quantify interactions among networks in the brain. And one very popular way of doing this is by employing hidden Markov models or HMMs, which are probabilistic models that determine a hidden state sequence path not directly observable from collected neuroimaging data, such as fMRI data. And the goal of this project focused on creating a comprehensive overview of different HMM subtypes so that we can make conscientious choices about which model should be selected in future investigations. And for this project, we focused only on connectivity-based states stemming from three different HMM subtypes and how to navigate these three HMMs through connectivity space. So the first HMM subtype that we studied is an intensity-based hidden Markov model, or IBHMM, which has been used by many other groups before. So after extracting the bold signal from every ROI, which is depicted here by these green circles, those time series were z-scored, then concatenated across subjects, and then fitted to an HMM, which directly outputs our measures of interest, most notably covariance matrices, giving covariance values for every ROI within every state, and a Viterbi path labeling which of the identified latent states are active at each time point. And to obtain connectivity states, the outputted covariance matrices were transformed into Pearson correlation values. And the second HMM subtype that we studied is a summed functional connectivity HMM, or SFC HMM, and is taken from literature where once we extracted the bold signal from predefined ROIs, we employed a sliding time window analysis and then summed the resulting correlation matrices across one dimension to create a vector. And then using that information, we concatenated it across subjects and then fit that to an HMM. And so to obtain connectivity states, we turn to our Viterbi path and line it up with our series of ROI by ROI matrices and average each matrix corresponding to where the Viterbi path labeled a state to be active. And while this method is an established method presented in literature, the HMM is fit to a summary statistic rather than to actual connectivity values. So to rectify this, we introduce a third HMM subtype, which we're calling a full functional connectivity HMM, or FFC HMM. So once we extracted the bold signal from our predefined ROIs, we performed a sliding window correlation analysis, but this time we took all the values from the lower triangle of each of the matrices, flattened it out into a vector, and then repeated that for every time window until we get something that looks like this. And then we used that information and fitted that to an HMM to obtain our outputs of interest. And we empirically examined our three HMMs by applying each one to a large publicly available fMRI dataset called the Human Connectome Project Unrelated 100 fMRI dataset, where we analyzed minimally preprocessed data from 99 subjects who underwent 14.4 minutes of resting state data. And we chose to focus on four networks of interest: default mode network, frontal parietal control network, dorsal attention network, and salience network, because they're all associated with resting state in some way. And then we determined model order, or the optimal number of hidden states for an investigation using the methods outlined by these two papers shown here. And we empirically chose to pursue a model order of 8 for all three subtypes, but it's important to note that identical model orders between any two kinds of HMMs may not always occur and so should not be assumed. But using 8 states, we fit all three of our subtypes and obtain these connectivity states from each of our three subtypes, the highlights of which are presented here. And to determine the similarity between these connectivity states stemming from three different HMMs, we computed the Euclidean distance between all pairs of these highlights, with the states themselves reproduced along the edges of this figure. And we see that there is no obvious case where a unique correspondence in spatial pattern between any of the HMM subtype states was observed. So this tells us that even though SFC and FFC HMMs stem from the same sliding window analysis, they generated different state patterns. And choosing to pursue one method over the other will produce varying results. Neither one of these state patterns are wrong. They're just different because the HMMs were fitted to different inputs that focus on different ideas, and these differences need to be taken into account when choosing which of these model types to pursue in future investigations. So overall, when comparing our three HMM subtypes, we found that deciding which one to use for a particular investigation depends on the concept or question being asked. We saw that the observed connectivity patterns from each of our three HMM subtypes, intensity-based, semi-functional connectivity, and full functional connectivity HMMs, were all qualitatively and quantitatively different from one another, which is important because it indicates that IBHMM recognized only fluctuations in bold signal, and that the connectivity-based HMMs were not sensitive to those same patterns. So each HMM subtype adequately recognized changes only in the data inputted into the respective type, and all three HMM subtypes did not recognize the same patterns. So each HMM subtype is distinct in identifying changes in the inputted data and consequently distinct in identifying states. SFC is better at recognizing changes in the general connection between a node and all other nodes since it was fit to a representative node-wise connectivity vector. FFC is better at recognizing changes in specific connections between ROIs, and IBHMM is best used if one wishes to examine intensity and connectivity states in conjunction, since it's the only model subtype that can link the two. If you're interested in learning more about this project, please feel free to check out our preprint, which should be released shortly. And thank you all very much for listening.